Imagine spending about $50 million for a home that's not even finished. So, a Southampton home that has yet to be built has come onto the market for a whopping $50 million. But maybe it's more of the prize winning views that has lured the hefty price tag. Situated on 7 acres of land, the home will boast bird's eye views of the Atlantic Ocean and all of the Hamptons according to the listing. Construction on the house, which will be set on top of the highest point in the Hamptons, is set to begin in August and will be completed in 2024. So think about that for right now. It's on the market right now for 50 million. You couldn't even move into it to live in it fully till 2024. Why would anyone do this? Like this type of home is basically what like a billionaire were to buy just to buy it because they could. Like the person that ends up buying this, if they even end up buying it, if anyone actually ends up buying it, are just going to do it and probably never step foot in it the whole time that they own it. So, dubbed Eagles Point, the estate, located in the neighborhood of Water Mill, will span 15,000 square feet and be made up of 6 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. Designed by West Coast mega mansion builder Roman James, this will be considered his first East Coast project. After touring more than 25 properties in the Hamptons, James settled on these three particular parcels to build the estate, he told Mansion Global. The estate will span 15,000 square feet. And by the way, if this property does actually get fully completed, right? This would be like a awesome home setting for like a James Bond character, right? Or some sort of superhero character, right? Like any movie setting where like the main hero is like awesome, you'd probably want them to live in something like this. I mean, because it does look amazing. But who's actually going to live in it? A view of what the layout will look like. I mean, like, it looks like it would be a cool house. The only thing is like, why would anyone even buy this, even if they did have the money? So there are a lot of iconic, historic, or great new buildings in the Hamptons. I want to build a groundbreaking house in an area set in its way that's not just beautiful, but one of a kind, like a piece of art, James said. The property will feature an abundance of luxury amenities, which will include a wine cellar, a fitness center, a handbag showroom, a bowling alley, a road class spa, steam, sauna, and massage rooms, and a 12-seat Dolby Atmos theater, the listing notes. It's a very exciting project for us to showcase a property of this magnitude, this quality in the East Coast. James added, I'm forecasting it in the 50 million to 80 million dollar price range, and it would be worth every penny of it. Outdoor amenities will include resort like grounds with a custom pool and waterfall, outdoor kitchen, and a second outdoor theater, the listing notes. And it also comes with a 15 plus card gallery complete with turntable to display hypercars and antique vehicles for the ultimate collector. They have a handbag showroom, rendering the primary bathroom, the pool and spa. Luxury finishes include imported stones and high-end appliances. Meanwhile, on one of the three parcels remains a house that is expected to be torn down once construction on the new home begins. This particular house was once owned by fashion designer Randolph Duke and rented by A-listers like Carrie Underwood. It was also once rented by billionaire Silvio Scaglia and Julia Hart and seen on their hit Netflix series My Unorthodox Life. Sean Elliott and JB Andreassi with Nest Seekers hold the listing. And here's the thing. The unique thing about like selling a property for this amount of money is that your buyer probably doesn't really care what's happening in the real estate market. As in, like, the real estate market could be doing super bad or it could be doing super good. They're gonna buy this house. They're gonna buy this house regardless if they like the house, right? Because I have heard stories where people spent 20, 40, 50 million dollars on a mega mansion, paid for the upkeep of that mega mansion for like multiple years, and quite literally never set one single foot onto the property, like at all, during that whole time. So can you imagine yourself spending $50 million on an amazing property that you will never step foot in? Sounds absolutely crazy. Personally, I would never do that even if I did have the money, because my point of view of it, regardless of how much money you have, yeah, financially it might make no difference because it won't have any financial impact on your life. Because, again, the type of person that's going to buy this type of house is basically a billionaire. So $50 million doesn't mean anything to you. But just because it doesn't mean anything to you, what's the point of buying something that you are literally never going to engage with? That you are literally never going to interact with? That is literally just bleeding cost every single month and you're getting no benefit from it. It's like having a leech attached to your pinky toe for 4 years, and that's it. Like, it's just a leech. It's literally just bleeding money out of you. Like, there's really no point to this. My view in terms of like making big purchases, even though this is like basically nothing for the actual buyer of this, if whoever ends up buying it, if they were to ever sell it, my view of like purchasing anything is that if you start to purchase things that you're actually going to use more than once, you're probably going to end up saving a lot of money because there's a lot of things that people buy that they barely ever use. Like a lot of ladies would probably buy maybe like a purse or lipstick or some sort of makeup product that they might use once or twice a year, not really worth the purchase. Or they might buy a dress and wear it once every 5 years when they could get it, like fit back into it, not really worth it. Instead of just, maybe just buying like a pair of jeans that you love the fit of, you look good in it, and you could use it basically every single day. Like that's the way that I view purchasing anything. Is what I'm spending my money on actually going to bring value back into my life? Am I actually going to be able to use whatever it is that I'm going to buy? Am I actually going to benefit in any way, shape, or form by buying this item? That's the way that I view it. Let's see if there's any comments. Truly hideous, cold, ugly, inhuman, institutional. If you have that kind of money, you can still buy extremely nice Hamptons properties for less than half that. I'm talking estates with space and charm. I don't know what soulless creep would want this beast, but I know a lot of them exist. My thing is, I kind of disagree with this person. I think it kind of looks a little bit cool, more so of like maybe like a bachelor pad, maybe. But one, it's going to be extremely lonely unless you have a lot of people over there, and how many people do you really want inside your property? But then two, it's like again, the type of person that would even have the money to actually buy this mega mansion is someone that's never going to actually use it, which is stupid. As I try to live within my budget, I prepared Excel tables to 90 years of age and I try to live within my means and still give lots. These homes represent everything I read about on the foodie pages. People with industrial fridges, how do you eat all that food? Every time I walk into the big stores, so many heads of lettuce. They actually need to cut the amount of food at the same price. As excessive, we do not need all this stuff. Cleaning out my home, closets, garage. All this stuff we don't need and don't use. Our government needs to follow Eleanor Roosevelt, build houses for the middle class. She was right on. Small houses have problems. My husband is building a small house for a family member, but I have reservations. Small, next to a family home, conserves space, separate small waste space. Ugly. It doesn't fit the landscape. This design belongs in LA. Who would want to live in such an area that attracts undesirables such as elites and celebrities? Working class neighborhoods in places such as Hammond, Indiana are far superior, and you will meet a better class of people. Besides, who wants to live in a dentist office? Looks like a fancy car, really shop on the outside, trashy inside. If I was paying $50 million for a house, I would expect an ocean view. Looks like a bunker. What a terrible design. Modernism has no place in an area that's been around since 1600s. Make something that fits what is already built. This place would be an eyesore and a total waste of money. You can tell he's from the West Coast. The house looks cold, not adding any value to the area. Cold and pretentious, another ugly monstrosity. Ricky Harrison. Not many people have the money for that. I agree, not many people do. Sorry, kinda ugly, and will go out of style real quick. And who needs 10 bathrooms? You pretty much never ever need 10 bathrooms. To put it into perspective, a McDonald's, a Burger King has what? Two bathrooms? Guy, girl. They see hundreds of customers a day, maybe thousands of customers a day. You don't need that many bathrooms. Just saying. Feel free to give your thoughts. Personally, I think it would be a complete waste of money, but also whoever's buying it, this is probably the equivalent of you or I buying a $1 cookie at a gas station. Like, that's the reality of the situation. The type of person that's going to buy this property, the financial equivalent is us buying a $1 cookie. which is the sad reality. Because then you start to realize, wow, I am super poor. If you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40mbucks.com.